Spectacular, isn't it? This is the Kiama blowhole on the south coast of New South Wales. It's a picture postcard location. And it's a postcard of the Kiama blowhole sent in from a viewer that has brought me to this place. She writes to tell me of an open garden that she went to that is a truly unique patch of earth, and I can't wait to see it.
When we bought the block 28 years ago, it had been a farm, so it was all grass, and there was lantana in the creek edges and up the sides, and probably 3 little patches of scrub about to here.
Yeah, probably not so many dogs either.
No.
Jenny Adams is a speech pathologist and dedicated home gardener. Along with husband Warwick, she lives on a 3/4 acre block divided by a creek. This creek setting looks fantastic.
I know, I love it. You know, at the time we bought the block, it was the cheapest block in Kiama. I think the valuers just saw it as a drain, and it was. We've dug a channel, and over the years it's just broadened out and the native ferns have come back, and it's beautiful. I'm lucky because I've got enough room to have my rainforest section, have my fern section, and have some veggies and some cottage gardening things. And I think growing the herbs close to the house has been very nice as well.
Jenny's from pioneering stock, and her forebears opened up parts of the surrounding area.
The hind marshes on my mother's side were some of the earliest farmers in the region. At the time, the rainforest went from the escarpment right to the ocean, and they chopped it down. And on my father's side, there were sawmillers. Dad was a sawmiller when he was young, his father before him. So the aim has been to recreate the rainforest and put back what was taken. I want to fill this canopy here. I've planted a red cedar on the other side of the house, and I've got a red cedar here, and we've got white cedars as well, because they're the indigenous trees of the area. So
a lot of the stuff that you've planted is now forming seed that's starting to germinate.
Actually, it is. I put in a few Bangalow palms, and they are coming everywhere. They're just beautiful palms. And these tree ferns here have just come up themselves.
That's a gorgeous little row too, isn't it? You've got a lot of other things I see, like the bleeding heart, and there's a lot of sandpaper figs too, which they're endemic to this space as well.
Yes, and they've just come up themselves.
Fantastic. I can see a very large fig. Is that part and parcel of the block when you arrived?
Actually, it was. That was the only tree, and it was a huge fig. There's another big tree at the top that was a tiny sapling we noticed, and I had no idea it would become that beautiful big eucalypt that it is.
It's gorgeous.
And I had just spotted a giant stinging tree, and I couldn't believe it because they only come up when it's a very healthy rainforest.
Up in the distance, I can see some very big culverts. I guess there's a lot of water that gets captured and comes zooming down this creek when it rains.
There does. It roars down.
You get that natural stability of the creek banks because of all the plants that you've got in here.
Yeah, and the big thing was once we stopped mowing and whippersnipping to the edge, it all came up.
What Jenny's done here proves you don't need a big budget to have a big garden.
I'm always getting second-hand plants or cuttings off people, and the community garden propagates a lot of natives, so I've been able to get a lot of good plants from them. I've got my rule of has to be recycled, so I'll look in fates or on the side of the road, on the tip.
It makes for a very organic and personalised feel too.
Yes, the children who come for speech pathology enjoy all my little collections, so I've got to stop. I've got too many things.
Now, if you're attempting to restore an area with Indigenous species, as Jenny is doing here, it's handy to get some advice from an expert. Let me say, I reckon Jenny married well because her sister-in-law is an ecologist and an expert on the plants of this region. She knows what to plant.
I have a native pepper bush. This is a beautiful small shrub that naturally occurs up the east coast of Australia. But it gets these beautiful pink new growth in the stems, and it gets beautiful fleshy fruit. But the really great thing about it is that you could use the leaves as a pepper substitute.
You must be pretty proud of what Jenny's got going on here at her house.
I'm very proud of Jenny's garden. Local native plants are great in many ways. They're great because they're great for our local environment. They support our local flora and fauna. And for the gardener, they're just the best outcome because they're locally adapted to our local soils and rainfall regimes and temperatures and so on.
Must be handy having someone like Jetta on hand to help you out.
Yeah, I've had a lot of input from friends and family over the years, but having Jetta's been the best because of her amazing knowledge. And in the future, I know that I can call on her and I know I'm doing a good job.
You've done such a good job here, Jenny. From what it was to what it is now, you must have such a great sense of achievement.
Well, I do actually, because so much of the land was cleared and I feel like I've been able to put back here, regenerate what was before, and it gives me just enormous pleasure.
Look, it's a fantastic effort and it's something you should be proud of. Cheers.
Thank you.